Yeah, so, you know, it's Sunday morning, a week after Easter, which used to be at the end of April, and somehow it's not anymore. It's actually in March now, even though I don't think that's how holidays work. But hey, what do I know, you know? I think holidays, they're usually pretty much the same day every year. It's like if you changed Jesus' birthday, just like that, to any fucking day. It's like, okay, did Jesus even exist? Let's be real here. Because I don't think he did. I don't think any of them existed. J.E. Suss, a woman I used to know, her nickname and her middle name is J. And E stands for the simulation. Obviously, it comes up quite a bit in my fucking life. Sus. Like suspect or suspicious. It's a term. It's a slang term. Much like, the word thought for horror, which derives from the original word thought, which is spelled THOUGHT. If you look at the slang term thought, it's, oh my god, the fucking air purifier's on. God damn it. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man. The shit about the other shit, you know what I mean? Something about I don't know, fucking Jesus or some retarded shit. Yeah. I know my previous episodes have. What the fuck? Does anybody know how to use GarageBand? Does anybody know how to edit audio? Yeah. Yeah, man. One thing I do know for sure, yeah, nobody ever knows anything. My dad was right. I should have just listened to him. I'm fucking retarded for not listening to the old pop. Pop. Old pop. You know. Yeah, man. There's really not much to fucking even say at this point. Truly. Yeah. I know I said I believe that this is a common dream and yada, yada, yada. If my old self was having this as a coma dream, where, like, even though I believe that anybody I talk to about any of this or anything I bring up relating at all to any of this would result in the people in my life not reacting as if I need to be sent away to the Shutter Island psych ward, then I'd bring it up a lot more. And I probably would have told everybody by now. But that's exactly what happens every time. And if that's the kind of coma dream that we're having, fucking so passive and, like, subliminal and coding messages and every day, fucking, like, dozens of times a day if I leave the house. It's like, dude, I mean, honestly, I'm just like, I'm thinking back on it now, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? It doesn't make any fucking sense. There's no way a version of myself would ever do this in a real dream. Now, a new idea that I had recently, if I ever was in an old life where technology was more advanced and I ended up getting in a coma for whatever reason, wherever, probably London or the UK, if I ever got out of that coma and wanted to either like simulate inside of a supercomputer an entire world, i.e. the Earth and all the planets and galaxies, even though, are they even really real? Because none of us have ever been there, so simulating what could be labeled as a coma dream in a simulation. So like a guy basically just do some research. I mean, I'll talk about it. I mean, what do I gotta fucking do? Everything in the world. And I mean, yeah, I still don't know. For any of you who are like, Jesus, this guy, if you believe me, send me some fucking money. Since everybody's a Jew around here. Yeah, so, yeah. There's no way I would ever do this to myself in a dream. But even if I wasn't in a coma in an old life, and I just like stumbled upon it because somebody else was, or I did some research, then I could 100% without a doubt see myself doing that, uploading my conscious mind into a simulation where the entire world acts as if he's in a coma dream. I'm in a coma dream. It just gets weirder and weirder and more like this. I mean, this world's gotten dystopian, and it's not right. I mean, I don't know how many fucking times. You know, it's like repeating yourself every day to your neighbor that is like a brick wall, and it doesn't really retain any of the information that you bring up. And I shouldn't really even have to do any of that, in my opinion. I don't even know why I do it anymore. This is, you know, I'm not even, it makes me sound truly insane. And I think to myself, if I was another human being, and I was just living my life pretty normally, as you should, as all of us should, except for the Chinese and the Indians and the North Koreans and the Russians. And anybody on South America, pretty much, except for Chile and Rio. And probably, I mean, we need the people in Antarctica. And we also need the people of Australia and New Zealand. We'll keep some of the Japs, but like only the good ones. Mongolia, we'll keep them. Yeah, India, China's got to go. And then, you know, the Middle East, they're already pretty much all dead anyways. You know what I mean? They're all killing each other in like a desert. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. Well, about what I was talking about before I started talking about all the countries that we should keep. Probably Africa. I mean, that They probably have the best wildlife abundance that can kill you. So we'll keep them. All the animals. So about the thing there, the shit with the other shit. I'm kind of stoned, so whenever I don't smoke that much weed anymore. So when I do now, whew, goddamn, I become like, it's like I have Down syndrome, and I'm deaf, and I've had 18 traumatic brain injuries, and I have been in a coma. I just got out of a coma from like nuking my brain in a garage for 6 hours with the car running. That's how I feel when I smoke weed now. And, that's actually kind of like not too far from the truth. So, which is pretty normal, I guess. Jesus Christ, I forgot what I was even talking about. Animals, monkeys, baboons. Yeah, I mean, no, I wouldn't do this to myself in a fucking dream. Any version of myself ever. No. Because we'd be on the same page and we could basically, like, take over the entire world. And the new idea was uploading, it's like a simulation, like any open world video game, but the entire planet of all people. But the entire universe like mimics what a coma dream is. I mean, I kind of went over it in the first episode. Yeah, that I did. It's, there's never any articles that I search for that I actually want to find, like, the exact fucking thing I'm searching for. And that would be, I mean, four specific ones. So, basically, a coma dream within a coma dream. I couldn't find a single fucking article on anything relating to that. Like the movie Inception, which came out in... When did it come out? Jesus. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just... probably just going to blow my brains out. Inception. Nah. Nope. I'm out. I'm out after that. Yeah. Fuck this place. I tried. I did it. I tried it, There's no hope. There's no hope for this place. We're done. Yeah, we're done, man. 2010 is when it came out. 2 years after Shutter. No, Jesus, fuck. 2 years after Iron Man and The Dark Knight. Iron Man is definitely my favorite Avenger. Well, Thanos would be the first one. He's just a badass. And he actually makes a lot of sense. And he whooped the Hulk's ass, not even using any of the stones, just hand-to-hand combat. he like broke the Hulk's back with no Infinity Stones. So yeah. And The Dark Knight is probably my favorite movie of all time. That, The Shining, where they can like read each other's minds. It's not really a very big focal point in the movie or plotline at all. It's only brought up in the beginning and maybe the very end with the black guy. Dick Halloran. Yeah, this is where I like check out, man. God damn. So Halloran would be, I mean, the amount of places you can go with that. This is kind of, yeah, I don't even, yeah, man. Not do that one again. Yeah, I'd rather bite the bullet, because clearly, I don't think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm actually gaining it, but it seems as though things are becoming more and more crazy and weird. Not even those two words you can't even use to describe it. It's like, for real, it's like if the Truman Show met Shutter Island, met Black Mirror, met the Black Mirror, The Twilight Zone, Truman Show, Shutter Island, yeah, those four. And then we'll throw in Pokemon, just because I had Pokemon cards there for a bit. And for a while there, what's that movie? Uncut Gems. The Adam Sandler. Where he bets money on KG and the Celtics to win in the finals, I think. He puts like millions of dollars on a fucking parlay. All of it. And he bets on him to KG to get fucking like a triple-double, 10 like some crazy shit, to win the tip-off, some crazy shit, man, that would probably never fucking hit, ever. And he put like millions and millions of dollars on it. And then, yeah, I'm not going to spoil the movie. I'm not like that, motherfucker. But, just because I was gambling there for a while, If you want a MyBookie referral code, you get, well, I don't know how much they'll give you, but I get a $200 match on your first deposit, up to $200, at least $50. So, if you like to gamble on sports, that's another somewhat, I mean, yeah. Dick Halloran, he's the black guy in The Shining. Danny and then the wife talk to him mostly at the beginning of the movie. He talks to the son, Danny, the one who talks to his finger and says red rum over and over, backwards for murder. He talks to his finger and he repeats red rum over and over. Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. And then he sees that old naked lady in the fucking bathtub who is, I mean, she's got more than a few holes in her body from they're like open flesh wounds from her flesh, like decaying and rotting. So, if you've not seen the movie, you should go watch it. Those two are great. Yeah, 2008, which is, I'm not going to even, yeah, man. I don't even know how yeah, whatever. I don't care anymore, folks. I was gonna do some. I mean, the press episode probably won't even come out, man. You know, if we are in a coma dream, that's the other thing. I kind of like, not on purpose, but I kind of did prove that, like, if it was purgatory, then the internet, since they can see my future, like years into my future, I know this for a fact. Just come. I mean, yeah, go to the whatever, you know. I was just doing this so I could listen to my journals over and over, but yeah. It's it ain't great. It is not that great. That's a Tim Dillon quote. Don't give him any more fucking money. Even though he's really funny. Whatever. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Either, yeah. Yep. 2008, good year. 2 pretty good movies came out. I think Shutter Island and Inception were in 2010, 2 years later. And ever since, like 28 months ago, was when I started noticing shit was weird after my first car accident, December 2021, which is 2.3 years ago. Yep. 23 is my favorite number. So, because it's been 4 months since the accident. That's 1/3 of a year. 2.3333 years. Yeah. Another one. And then if I get into the whole fucking letter and number thing, which I probably should, but it's like, it's what I mean, yeah. I'm at the point where, like, I don't even want to, like, I would probably blow my brains out if I heard this and I was another human being and I, like, knew it to be true. Yeah, I would seriously debate it. Yeah. Yeah, so, no. No, Inception wasn't better than Shutter Island. It was good, but it wasn't, like, amazing. It wasn't the best movie of all time. It's got an 8.8 out of IMDb out of 10. What does Shutter Island have? I swear to God. If it is lower than Inception, I might kill somebody. Jesus Christ. It's 8.2. So 0.6 score worse than Inception, which I can see why. It probably has more fucking, twice as many fucking people that have seen it. Is there, like, a count here? Yeah. This is, yeah. Christopher Nolan. Also the director of The Dark Knight. And quite a few other good movies. I mean, I think all 3 of the Batman trilogy. Yeah. I know the last 2 for sure. Yeah, it was all 3. That movie fucking about some fucking war, Dunkirk or whatever. He did Tenet as well, which I have not seen. I heard that one's pretty insane. Like you gotta watch it multiple times. Much like Shutter Island. Tenet. Yeah, it's about time. It is. I'm armed with only the word tenet. Tenet. And fighting for the survival of the entire world, a CIA operative, the protagonist, journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a global mission that unfolds beyond real time. Dun dun dun! I'm guessing all the people who gave this a bad review probably didn't watch it enough. And probably didn't get it. And I heard it's fucking confusing as shit. I mean, where is, let's just, whatever. I'm watching the trailer. Yeah, I forgot to pause the audio. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was saying something about how if my old self was truly doing this to me in a dream, like this kind of psychological, quote-unquote punishment and torture and whatever the hell you call it, because you don't even want to, none of these ideas were really mine to begin with. And also, well, there's no way anybody would ever do this. Satan wouldn't do this to Adolf Hitler. Okay? And, so if this really is a coma dream, and the only kind of form of communication from your old self that you're inside the dream, like, is through the most passive pussy, beat around the bush, walk on eggshells type of like code lingo language, limbo. MNBG are the two letters that line up that are different in the words. Limbo and lingo. LI are the same at the beginning, and the O at the end are the same. The two letters that are different in each word. Limbo, lingo. So on the top, limbo, M, N for the lingo. And then go back to limbo, B, G. MNBG. Minnesota, be good. BG. I've been saying G for like 10 years. Like, yeah, it's G. It's good. Yeah. Whatever, that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that really even means. Does it mean Hayden BG? Because these are the kind of things that I'm talking about, folks, where it seems crazy, but too many coincidences. And I had hoped that the situation would be able to be resolved by some thinking. Yeah, it has. It's all good. There's none of it. It's all done. There's no simulation. Sure, there's a simulation, but it actually does what it was intended to for me at the moment. I mean, we could go driving around, and you know how many fucking crazy shit I said, just buildings everywhere, and people driving around in cars that probably didn't exist yesterday. They're printing out NFL players. Like every week, this guy, who the fuck is Josh Dobbs? It's his 6th year in the NFL this year. I've never heard of the guy before this most previous season. Not once. I've never seen him play. But apparently he's played multiple games. A starter. I play fantasy football every year for the last 4 years. I had 5 teams last year. 5 fantasy teams. Like, I know who plays football. And Josh Dobbs, before this most recent 2023 season, never played a snap in the NFL. Not once. He didn't. So when they're doing that about every week, whoever, whatever, it ain't me, folks. It isn't my old self or me doing that kind of shit. No, yeah. Anyways, the Twins have not won a game at home yet. They haven't even won a home game yet. They've had 2 series at home. It's 6 games. Not 1 win. It's not good, man. It's not very efficient. It's not how you're going to get asses in the seats. Yeah, what was I talking about, dude? Jesus, I've been on it. I can go listen to it again when I feel like I lose my whatever momentum for fucking nobody or whatever. Yeah. And when I came up with the future timeline idea, it was never meant to be to keep, and it was a theory. Look up the word theory. It was literally just me responding to the internet being able to see into my future. That's where the idea pretty much stemmed from. I'd be like, oh, you know, that's kind of a cool concept. Imagine if there was a simulation, because it's actually more likely that this is a simulation. You can't prove it or disprove it, but it's about 50-50 from what all of the smart, like way smarter than me people say. And basically I thought, oh, well, if the internet can see into my future, they can probably see into every single person's future, right? This is back when, you know, I guess back then in my, whatever, journals, which that's another topic. I hadn't really, I guess I said I disproved simulation theory, and just like somehow in my weird head, I sometimes think that like proving and disproving are like, I do that with my own way of like like a dumb what's the word I'm looking for? I guess not reasoning, but whatever. You need to get the point. In my head, it makes sense, but you know, like I said, this isn't purgatory. A while ago, I said this because God would never make somebody in purgatory believe that they might be in a coma dream, because most people would eventually just kill themselves to wake up from the dream, which means that probably over 99% of people who are in purgatory, given that possibility of them thinking they may or may not be in a dream, and it eventually getting worse and worse. And I mean, every second you're like, you don't want to think about it, but you're thinking, oh, I could fucking die at any second. You don't. I try and you don't want to think. You don't think about it. You don't do it because I mean, of course I did, but I also fucked around and wasted time. But then like, what is like my entire life been? I don't. So this is why I say I sound insane, but I think I'm doing all right, considering. Anyways, back to the point about fucking god damn it. And then instantly, then yeah, it's fucked, folks. But yeah. Happy Easter. It's almost 420. So that's good. I think they'll have a buy one get one free at the Hideaway in Oakdale. It's buy one get one free Minnesota legit glass, any piece. They have really good pieces there. I don't know if anybody knows the difference between Minnesota legit glass and just any old fucking Joe Schmo pipe. They're way better. And if you buy one, get one free. They're not, whatever. Or you can go to the Smokedale where the guy like rapes women and sells drugs out of the back and smokes cigarettes the entire time he's in there. Well, he owns the place. He doesn't even really speak English. He gets mad at people if they don't spend enough money. I've seen him do it. But, oh yeah, it's bigger. It's got more pieces. I don't even think they sell Minnesota. They might sell some Minnesota legit. They haven't sold any tobacco or nicotine in years because the dude was like, I don't know, there's a bunch of stories. He was raping women in the back. He was selling drugs in the back. He was fucking skipping out on his taxes. Probably all three. Which, hey, why not? Some old Middle Eastern schmuck who chain smokes cigarettes and doesn't like it if you don't spend enough money. Which he's never said anything to me because I think he's pretty sexist too, probably. Good for him. Equal rights and all that shit. You get a fucking punch to the face every now and then, ladies. Yeah, I'm gonna play some Destiny maybe. Yeah. No, that's about it. Tune in next week for the whatever. Basically, yeah. Kind of just, when I think about, I should have listened to my dad a couple months ago, but then he's like so willfully, he just works. He works. That's what he does. He gets up in the morning, works. Usually works late. And now that me and my two older, well, they're younger than me, but not the youngest one still lives at home, but the other two moved out. Since we moved out, he ain't doing shit for sports. So he's probably just, doing what he usually does. Sitting on his bed, drinking beer, working. On his tapping away on his laptop. So that's kind of what he does in his spare time. He doesn't really have very many friends. He said his friends are his family. Yep. And he works. And he guts Grizzly Chew. I'm pretty sure he just swallows all of it. I've never seen him spit one time. He just throws in a fat lip and like drinks and eats food. Like a champ. Yeah. I have the window open, but so if I was like, I consider this what I've been doing the last months and months and months, working, which, I would say it probably is. A little bit of like, it's like, you ever heard of, I think I talked about it in an early episode. I mean, I don't even really know what to say. Like, for one, I'm mostly just recording this. I mean, at least the journal part for now for me. And yeah, I had hoped that this situation in this world, in terms of simulation and all that other shit, I'd be able to input a resolution by now with my thoughts. But no luck so far from what I've seen. And the harder I try, no matter my beliefs or what I think should, or I believe, or blah, 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 it doesn't really seem to do anything. Shocker, I know. So, don't blame me, folks, if whatever happens. I remember back like 8-9 months ago wording it differently, like after I came up with these theories and I started noticing some of the things kind of like becoming kind of part of reality. I was like, all right, well, I'll try to change the wording on some of this to see if it'll counteract. I remember writing this down. My journals won't show it, though. I do remember doing this. And switching it never worked at all. Oh, the game, you can't do that. It's gotta be something different. You can't, yeah. Because then you can only tell the truth all the time. That was one of the... And, I wouldn't take any of this shit so seriously if it, like, didn't have, like, an impact on reality based on what I've seen. I mean, the people I have told, few and far between, they all just seem to think I'm crazy and that I'm like a druggie, so whatever, you know what I mean? It's not that I've literally, like, I thought of every kind of way, thought of it. I even remember writing it down, but it doesn't even matter because the world should never be like that. Not even for Adolf Hitler. Not even for Adolf. Did he even kill any Jews? No, for real. Did he kill anyone? I don't think he killed any with his own hands or like with a gun. Did he press the button of any of the bombs or anything or the gas chambers? He didn't kill any. I don't think he killed any Jews. So, I mean, is he really that bad of a guy? It's like Charles Manson, but like, I mean, he just had a bunch of hippies kill like a couple families. Yeah, psychological warfare. That's kind of what it's, seemed like or come off as. Rand.org. Go to research section, all topics. They got a lot of good, lighthearted stuff on here. Yeah, those are like the... Let's see. Yeah, I'm going back and forth. Good. So some of the really, really armored vehicles, artificial intelligence, of course, which it shouldn't be, yeah, it shouldn't be a thing. Aside from like, yeah, I mean the theory I had, I didn't finish my thought on that earlier. That I was just responding to like the internet being able to see into my future and noticing buildings showing up overnight. And I thought, okay, future and buildings showing up overnight like that with no construction. Them all turning into glass window structures from a joke I made. Not even a joke. I was pretty serious about that one. I thought it'd look cool. Based off of seeing all of those structures and knowing that the internet could see years into my future, I thought, okay, well, seeing everything just kind of show up overnight with no construction. The easiest, like in my head, I didn't think it out word for word like that because I'm not fucking psychotic. But I just said, well, simulation. That like, what else would explain all of that? The journals. It's a lot of writing. And like I said, a lot of the words in some of the sentences I didn't even write. So I'm not reading off a bunch of shit that I didn't write. That's, but the easiest explanation for me is seeing my ex's car, make and model, around the same year, over 400 times in a matter of 2 years. But the 4 years before that, like 5 times. So 4 years, see it once a year. 5 times total max. Over 2 years, about 400. It's simulation is like the only way to really, in my head back then. What else would explain that? You know what I mean? Deep down in the subconscious of my mind, that's where that fucking make and model comes from that I see. And I haven't seen very many lately since I started talking about it. And it's not a popular car, like it's, But what else can anybody give me a reasonable explanation as to how that is even possible? Simulation theory. That's like the top of the list. And then the deep down subconscious shit. With a lot of stuff, like to my childhood even. Like Transformers. Yeah, whatever. But what else can you... I don't know if anybody else has noted, like, anybody, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? It's like screaming out of the void of, like, outer space, dark matter. Except, like, it's like Interstellar, but there's no... He, ends up in, like, he goes through a black hole. And then he winds up, like, in another dimension where he can talk to his fucking daughter by moving objects in the past or in the future. He like sees his daughter in his room and he like pushes a book off the shelf. But that scene of her in the room was when they were right before he fucking left to go take off to outer space. Like years before. Like years earlier from when he pushed the book off. So it happened in the scene when him and his daughter were leaving to go to the rocket ship in their little cornfield. The book fell off the shelf and then I think she grabbed it and then she like ran to the fucking car. And he's still in Texas. I believe it's in Texas. And he's like getting ready to go drive to the fucking rocket ship where they launch him into outer space for years. And on one of the planets, yeah, it goes without saying or thinking. No shit, I don't have to fucking do that shit. I think like 1 minute is like something crazy, like 7 years back home. So he's on the planet for 1 minute, the water planet, and 1 minute is 7 years on Earth, back where his daughter is waiting for him. So, I mean, she's like a 100-year-old woman when he gets back. Spoiler. Yeah, whatever. You know, it's fucking like a 10-year-old movie. Go watch it. You know. But yeah, the book falls off the shelf. Fucking so long before he ever got to that point at the end of the movie where he gets sucked into a black hole by himself, and then he's just like floating through space. And then he just ends up in like this weird planet that's like a different dimension of all the fucking alternate realities and possible moments. I think with his daughter's life or something to do with his life. And he pushes the book. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, where was I stemming off of that? I don't know. That was a good conversation topic. Something about time or whatever. No. Yeah. Oh well. And yeah, psychological warfare is tight. It's really tight. I was just writing here while I was listening to that little excerpt. And got a lot of information up in my brain that it's too much information to And I just keep thinking, like, every time I, like, fucking even talk into the microphone, I'm like, dude, who is going to want to listen to this shit? I mean, genuinely. I mean, I would. That's just because I'm weird like that. And I probably think the dude is, like, a paranoid schizophrenic. Who is depersonalized and derealized, and probably is on drugs. Which may or may not be true. But, and then I think, oh man, would I even believe him? Then if I did, what would I do then? Oh God, Jesus. You know? That's what that's why I have kind of, one of the reasons I've just kind of kept it close to the chest. Because I think for a long time, I guess, I mean, I didn't think about it that much, but subconsciously I thought, well, I mean, some of these fucking ideas, and I was just writing shit down in my journals. Never once was I fucking, like, trying to, like, really, I never really thought that it would affect people's reality. I mean, I guess maybe I did sometimes, but even then, it's like a confidence thing. Like, you're confident in yourself, but you're also kind of joking. You're kind of smug about it. I'm kind of smug about it. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about that shit, dude. people will fucking blow their brains out. I ain't telling you know what I mean? And I don't even know why I'm recording. I was going to read the journals and just listen to the journals over and over and over to try to remember shit. And then I just start talking. You know what I mean? I just start talking. Just like when I write, it just starts to write. I just write, and then I said, my most recent journal entry, one of the things most aggravating, Jesus. And then I talk for like like a full paragraph, and I don't even bring up the thing I'm talking about. I was getting to it, but it's like, it's just a lot of words that I don't really have in my head at the time, but I don't know, whatever. Whatever, man. That's mostly why I was doing this episode. I wasn't even going to probably post it because it's too grim. Grim. Scrim. Yeah. You know, for about 6 months, probably even longer than that, September, 7 months. Like the simulation in this, from what I've gathered, is, but that's the thing. It's slowly become like more and more like part of reality, except not physical reality like it used to be back in the summer when I was just trying to I was just having fun with it because fucking who cares, man? Like, it's fucking America. It's a free fucking country. And people's privacy and whatever they fucking do. Like, you could be chopping up your wife right now. I don't care. Does she backtalk you? Does she clean around the house? Does she do your laundry? No, no, no. All right. Swing away. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. No, I don't give a shit at all what anybody does in their private and personal life. Like, at all. I don't want to know. I do not want to know. I used to be somewhat like, I would like stare out, I would like look out the window at people and like watch them just because I like people watching. But something changed big time where I stopped. I realized, Jesus, Hayden, you're like a middle-aged woman who hasn't gotten good dick in a long time and doesn't really have anything better to do except stick her nose in other people's business and shit. Like, I would get mad about people parking wherever the fuck they park, like a chick. And I didn't even really care about what people thought ever. No, never. I mean, oh boy. I once watched a man cry, like tear up because of a thought I had. Like, started bawling, like, because of an internal thought that I kept to myself. I didn't say to anybody or anything. It was pretty brief. It was pretty quick. Well, it was probably a few minutes, you know. But that was back before October. That was still in the summertime. I was sitting in my mother's Jeep. It was parked right in front of the garage. And the fucking neighbors were all out there, like, doing their fucking... In the summertime, it was weird, man. I would do deliveries overnight, and then I'd get home, and, like, all my neighbors it would be like 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning, and they'd just be like always in the garage, like still partying and shit. It's just a cool vibe, especially when it's like 100 degrees. I mean, it's not that far off today. But yeah, I never really once cared about what people thought about me. Not like that. Holy shit. I mean, hey, you know, it's a free country. I thought I was a bitch. You know what I mean? I thought I was a bitch. And yeah, I talk about that on one of the other episodes. I don't remember which one. I discussed that whole thing. And yeah, I think that was right around the time I was going fishing a lot. Right around the time I figured out the future shit. Right around the time I came up with the sim theory, where I don't think I finished the thought or whatever, man, you know? But I just thought, oh, well, clearly this is most likely a simulation, so 50-50, it's probably more like 75-25, just based off of what I've seen. But I don't remember what exactly was, like, causing me to think that, because I remember writing in my orange and black journals that, I don't know, I made some jokes about people being, like, brainwashed sheep. It's funny. Because they just, like, they just all, like, fucking would not even, I remember back then, not even, like, question anything or, like, think that things that I thought were really weird, like buildings popping up overnight, like big business buildings with no construction. Just overnight, essentially. Nobody really notices. A few times I brought it up, they're like, no, that's always been there. It's always been like that. Things like that where I'm like, okay. Well, brainwashed sheep is like a hive-minded brainwash. That's another one I used, the hive mind. Destiny term. Jokes. But, yeah, that was back when I started. I don't know what made me write that, really. Mostly that kind of shit. But, I don't know where I was going with that. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if, yeah, nobody's really been to my apartment or my mother's apartment. Yes, yeah. Which, you know, there's so many things to touch on. And I've kind of went over all of it pretty fucking extensively over and over, writing it down and thinking about, like, I'm not getting sent to some loony bin, you know? I know I'm not crazy, so that was kind of always the biggest deterrent in well, yeah, I mean, what? You got any fucking Xanax, man? I need some Xanax. Hulks, green Hulks, the 2 milligram. I would take one right now and I would be fucking perfect. Probably not I don't know. 2 milligrams, you know. I used to take 3 bars. I once took 3 Xanax bars while I was drunk as fuck. I would never do that now, but if you take benzos when you have alcohol in your system already, like a lot of hard liquor, you black out instantly, pretty much. Like, you don't remember anything for like 12 hours. It's retarded. It's retarded. But I just didn't care back then. I was wild, man. I just went around at this fucking barn party and asked everybody for drugs, if they had any drugs. The dude said he had Xanax bars. Sold me 3 for $20, and then I just took all 3 of them, and I don't really remember. I remember like 10 seconds, maybe 15 to 30 seconds after that, and that's about it. Night. Blackness. Next thing I remember, waking up in my bed in Oakdale, which is like 2.5 hours from where we were. I drove my mom's car there, her Audi. And me and my friends were drinking the whole way up there. We were drinking vodka the whole way up. I remember I was driving. Oh, man. It's really irresponsible and kind of a dick move on my part, but, you know. I honestly thought, I thought I would be okay. I thought I, would be fine to drive home. Or maybe I thought I would die. I don't, maybe a little bit of both. Yeah, for some reason I was depressed back then. Jesus Christ. Fucking pussy, dude. And, yeah, I just remember waking up, my phone was shattered. I couldn't even really use it. It was destroyed. And, I didn't drive home. My friends drove the car home. They ditched me in a parking lot in February at, what's that fucking bar right in Andover? Right next to the McDonald's, across the street from the Y in the elementary school. Who gives a shit? Some shitty fucking bar. I mean, you know what I mean? It's a bar. It's like the only bar in the area, pretty much. Yeah, within like a mile, probably. Yeah. Yep. So everybody in that area really goes there. They all just get drunk and fucking stare at each other while they, yank pull tabs and eat, like not very good wings. God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Damn, dude. Beef O'Brady's. That's what it is. We would always park there in high school because they had a big parking lot and there were a lot of people, which, if you're smoking a bunch of weed in your car in high school and you're parking in a parking lot where a bunch of drunk people are driving home, it's not really. But they left me in the parking lot. They left me, they took my car key, the Audi key. They took it. Casey Mackey did. Matthew Walsh did. Hunter Nyprath did. Yeah, that's right. I know you 3 just fucking left me there. Because you saw a cop car. Ooh, get a little scared from a cop car. Just drive off with my key. And leave me in the cold parking lot with a thin jacket. And that was that. I don't remember any of this. That's the thing. I don't remember a single moment after taking those pills, except for 30 seconds, which I very bad at chronologically telling a story, but makes it more interesting, I guess. Right after I took the pills, I walked over to Hunter and I said something about really loving cigarettes. And then that's where I cut out, where it blacked out. He told me that not too long after that, I just fucking face planted into the pavement. Just clocked my dome right on the fucking cement ground. And, like, I just passed out, went unconscious. And apparently my fucking eyes were rolling in the back of my head, and they couldn't wake me up for a while. So don't do that if you like living. Yeah, I would never do that now, unless this is the predicament, whatever. Touch on that later. I'm probably not even going to release this. I was going to read the journals, but I figured, you know what, I kind of haven't recorded in a long time, so I've kind of been disassociating out of my body, out of control. Yeah. Psych. I don't know if I talked about this. No, I couldn't have. I recorded an episode, the fucking story about whatever, I'll finish the story. Iron Man, baby. Yep, my favorite Marvel character. Which, imagine how dope it would be to fly around in an Iron Man suit. Man, it's been like a dream of mine ever since 2008. 16 years. 16 years. Pretty much 2/3 of my life. I wanted to have my own Iron Man suit. I mean, it's really badass. You can fly anywhere in the world. And not even like private jets can really take you down. You take them down. Just pew, pew. Not the first fucking one he made in a cave. Cave, dude. That cave that he makes the Iron Man suit in looks like what a school used to look like down the road from my house. Office Century Ave, right behind the Speedway and the church and the McGill lawyer, who never used to have a lawyer sign up there. McGill, James McGill, like from Better Call Saul, the lawyer in Breaking Bad. That sign never used to be there. That church never used to look like that. Yeah, the list goes on and on and on. But that elementary school looked like the cave where he made the Iron Man suit in before it got an upgrade. The fuck? Dude, can you imagine just being a free-thinking citizen and using your First Amendment rights and no matter really what you do and not really wanting to tell anybody because it seems as though the entire reality of half of the world at least ties to your life in a little way. So you think, well, in my case, I thought, I remember thinking that my parents and my people I knew, they all seemed to it seemed like they were conspiring against me, and that was probably just stemmed from my worry about them doing that. How lovely. Just for me, slightly worried, turning into, for a while, very worried. Oh, there's another jet. You know how much it costs to fuel a private jet for 28 months if it flies pretty much 16 hours a day? It's $20 million. And I've seen 3 of them in succession fly by. Boom, 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 all in a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes. They couldn't have circled around, and, they wouldn't. I know there's at least 2. One of them could have circled around, but I doubt it. And there's at least 2 small, like Alaskan-type bush pilot planes. The ones that fit like 4 people at the most. There's at least 2 of those. And a couple of helicopters. I've even seen I've seen 2 AC-130s twice, and then another time right by the airport while I was driving to the bridge, St. Paul. And, AC-130s. It was taking off from the airport, I think, because it was still pretty low. It was pretty much the exact area from where the airport was. For the most part, yeah. Where else would it be flying to and from? That low. Unless Obama's in town, or John McCain. John McCain, baby. Did that guy die yet? I remember he was like paralyzed from the war. And, yeah. I was going on about the story, and then I was going on about, family and friends. Me being hesitant to really bring out anything up for the most part. That's because, whatever. There's too much, It's like word vomit, puking like a bunch of just, like shit I already know. But it's like, it's hard to keep track. So, I'm not that stoned now. I'm going to get more stoned because that'll help the podcast. But yeah, they left me in a, Apparently, I saw a girl there that I went to a fucking NA meeting with. You're not gonna name her. Anonymity. But yeah, the piss bucket. That's a fun one. It's really, round and round. Yeah. That's something Matt and Shane were doing on their one of their episodes like a year ago. And I've been really trying to just, not trying, but doing. I'm not listening to anybody lately at all about anything. I tried that. I did that. After not listening to them and then thinking, oh, open your mind a bit, Hayden. Try something else. Try doing other things. Like maybe you're not right about everything. Maybe people with more life experience, or they can see it in the future. Maybe you want to take some advice from them. Maybe. Just think about it. Yeah, I didn't really get anywhere positive with that. I don't know. Maybe I will. But hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, hopeful. Why? It's much like the Minnesota Vikings. You know how every year they get, at least they get me hyped up. They win some games against some tough teams, like San Francisco this year. And, I mean, whatever. Yeah. Who else did they? We almost beat KC. Yeah, the 49ers. I think we played the AFC North. No, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, so it would be next year we play the AFC North. Every 4 years we play each division in the AFC. Because we played 2 games against the Lions, 2 against the Packers, 2 against the Bears. That's 6 right there. They have 11 left. And then you play only one division from the opposite conference every 4 years, because there's four divisions. Either the AFC North, AFC South, AFC East, AFC West. So you only play like one team from the AFC every 4 years. Now that they added a 17th game, I believe that they add that from the opposite conference. But every 4 years, we play the Chiefs, which is crazy. 4 years ago, I remember watching us lose to the Chiefs they didn't play Patrick Mahomes, and we lost. It felt like 2 years ago, man. It was like 4.5 years ago. Yeah, about that. Yeah, right after the Alaska trip. We lost to the backup quarterback. I think his name is Chad Henne. Chad Henne. Henne. Not Taylor Heineken. Yeah. Jamar Chase, bro. JJ McCarthy, dog. Jamar Chase. JJ McCarthy is who we may draft to throw to Jamar Chase's college teammate, Justin Jefferson, the better wide receiver. Justin Jefferson missed 7 games this past season, and he had over 1,000 receiving yards. So, I think, how many receivers? This is need to know stuff. Need to know. Because we're witnessing, honestly, he's probably already the number 3 wide receiver of all time, NFL history. I think that's just a fact. Stephon Diggs has, since we traded Stephon Diggs to the Bills, Justin Jefferson has, I think he has something like 60 less targets. So he's had 60 passes, lower amount, 60 total passes less. Jesus Christ. My lock screen on my laptop is Down syndrome. I hope it actually gets Down syndrome now. Just for making me think that by me saying that my computer and all my electronics will magically become retarded. So that's like the kind of, you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit. Yeah. Stephon Diggs. Then I was going to do, the amount of receivers that had over 1,000 receiving yards. But I got Stephon Diggs versus Justin Jefferson stats. Oh, are you kidding me? Head-to-head stat comparison. Yeah, it's embarrassing. All right, well, I want to see specifically since we traded, because clearly he's played like 4 or 5 more years. He's 5 years older. Of course he's going to have more receiving yards. That's not what I wanted to fucking find out. Here we go. Thank you. Shout out to sportingnews.com for this very good article. Why did the Vikings trade Stephon Diggs? Well, Stephon Diggs was a little bitch, crybaby bitch, about not getting the ball enough, and Kirk Cousins sucks. That's pretty much why. Always complaining on the sidelines because he never got the ball. He didn't get the ball enough. Well, go not win a Super Bowl in Buffalo and now Houston. Fucking dickhead. We don't need that kind of fucking slander on the quarterback. Justin Jefferson says, I think he's like in love with Kirk. He loves him. He said he didn't want Kirk to be traded. Kirk's like 37. You know, he's not. He's like a statue in the pocket. I'll just say that. Okay, Diggs was apparently frustrated in his role in the Minnesota's offense. Yeah. We all know, if you watched one game, he kind of like made it a very big, like dramatic scene on the sideline. Like, hey, everybody, kind of like Antonio Brown when he tore off all of his clothes. Not his pants, but, you know, his jersey and his helmet and his shoes against the New York Jets. Yeah. Diggs was apparently frustrated with his role in the Minnesota blah, 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 which was beginning to employ a run-heavy approach. Yeah, because you're not you're not doing it. You're not getting it done. That's why. That's why we traded you, you fucking bum. He averaged just 4.8 targets per game. Not even 5 catches. That's targets. Under 5 targets per game. That's not even including catches. Let's say he catches 4 out of 5, which, you know, probably maybe 3.5 average. But I'm pretty sure Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, he usually has probably at least 8 catches a game. Catches, not targets, catches. Because he catches the ball. It's time for a new beginning. Now I'm going to go lose to the Kansas City Chiefs every year in the playoffs in Buffalo. Except we don't play in Buffalo, we play in Kansas City because they're the best. Except this year. You know, who saw that coming? My fantasy quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Off year. Oh, well. How you dress it. Dress you it up. Yeah. Diggs. Let's talk about Stephon Diggs' quote here. I think they might have had a grammatical error in their sentence structure. So, sportingnews.com, seems like a pretty official website. But maybe they use like Google Translate for the sentences. I won't be saying nothing on me getting traded. I won't be speaking on it at all. But there is truth to all rumors, I guess. It's time for a new beginning. Yeah. That did little to inspire confidence that Diggs was dedicated to the team. Nonetheless, the Vikings allowed him to play against the Giants, but also fined him $200,000 for missing practice and team meetings. Jesus. Jesus Christ, man. Diggs stayed in Minnesota for the remainder of the season, but in the offseason, issues between Diggs and the Vikings popped up again, and he sent a cryptic tweet in mid-March that hinted at a new start. Yeah. 4 days later, Diggs was dealt to the Bills. The Vikings were kind of gearing towards a run-heavy offense at the time, Diggs said. I didn't know it going in. I didn't know it was going to be that way, run-heavy. They only would allow me to do so much in my eyes. It wasn't going to be in the best interest of my career. Hey, I probably agree with you there, Diggs. So, don't address the big elephant in the room, Mr. Dramatic Crybaby on the sidelines every game, but I get the career thing. He doesn't want to talk about the crybaby on the sidelines, which, why do it then? I get it, he's emotional. I'd probably fucking smack Kirk right in the face, dude. Like, what the fuck kind of throw is that, man? It's because our offensive line was shit. So the Bills got Diggs and a 7th rounder from 2020. Vikings get 1st, 5th, and 6th round picks from 2020 and a 2021 4th round pick. For the 3rd best receiver in NFL history already? Yeah, thank you very much. Diggs and a 7th rounder for 1st, 5th, and 6th, and then a 4th the next year. Damn, dude. Of course, we got Justin Jefferson in the 1st round. After the Eagles drafted Jalen Reagor, who I don't even think he plays for an NFL team anymore. Like, he got drafted. Jalen Reagor. We picked him up from the Eagles for like a fucking 7th round pick. I think maybe a 6th. He was drafted before Justin Jefferson. When was this article? 2021. Oh, wow. So this is quite a very old article. Yeah. Then 31. What Vikings fans are forgiving him? Well, yeah. There's nothing to forgive, dude. Hit the road. We don't want that kind of negativity in the fucking team. So since 2020, and this was in October 31st, 2021. So I think it's including the rest of the season, the last 8 games or so. of the 2020 season. And then, or whatever, dude. The 2020 season, the full season, and then half of the 2021 season. Yeah. So 1.5 seasons. 224 targets for Stephon Diggs. 184 targets. So there's 40 less targets than Diggs. 164 receptions, Diggs. 129 receptions, Jefferson. This is, 2.5 years ago. Stephon Diggs receiving yards, 1998. 1,998 receiving yards for Stephon Diggs with 164 catches. Justin Jefferson, JJ, 1,942. Yeah, if you add 2 to 1,998, you get 2,000. If you add 2 to 1,942, you get 1,944. You get 2,000 for the top one. So, whatever. God, I'm like a paranoid, delusional freaks. I'm a freak. I have lost my mind, man. So he has what? 64, 66. Yeah. That makes sense. Wow. Anybody see the movie 23 with Jim Carrey? I have not. My neighbor and good buddy, he told me to watch it. I hadn't heard of it. 23 is my favorite number. And, yeah, so that's 66. The devil's number, not good. Well, it's 666. 40. Yeah. So obviously Diggs had 66 more yards with 35 more receptions. And then we have 40 more targets. 35 receptions. All right, let's do it. Yeah. So that's about 164 is, yeah, man. So 35, it's about 20% more receptions with only 66 more yards. Same amount of touchdowns. Now, if you go to, I wish this, or I couldn't, I gotta look at, there's no dates on fucking DuckDuckGo. Not all of them. It's like, why? Why? There's gotta be an article from 2023. Well, there should be. Sure, it's one of the ones that doesn't have a date. Riveting content. Don't listen then. Think I give a fuck? I don't give a shit. I'll fucking sit here and stare at the wall for 10 minutes with not a single word. Just dead air for 10 minutes. Meditate. Smoke a cigarette. Not tie one off. Tie one off. You know. All right. Wow. Justin Jefferson had only played 10 games. Diggs played every single game. 1,183 receiving yards for Stephon Diggs. 1,074 receiving yards for Justin Jefferson. 109 more receiving yards on 7 more games. Dude, I would probably honestly kill myself if I was Stephon Diggs. I'm just saying. I would be so embarrassed. But imagine being Jalen Reagor, too. I mean, you know, I think we didn't even have him for more than a few games. I mean, sorry, Reagor. You know, I've been really not, you know what I mean, taking advice from anybody because I think I'm doing all right now. I'm not listening to anybody. And I'm definitely not eavesdropping on a motherfucker. God, I used to do some gay shit like that, dude. This is a fucking free country. America, baby. Built. Fort Tough. Rocky Mountain water. Sweet barley. Coors Light. The Rocky Mountain Piss Water beer. Rocky Mountain Piss Water. Okay, Josh Jacobs and Nick Chubb. Comparisons. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas, baby. God damn. Yeah, so 109 more receiving yards and 70% more games. Or not 70. 70% of 100. So you add 7 to the, you know. I mean, dude. I gotta look up the, yeah. Never let anybody tell you what the fuck to do. No shit. What are we in North Korea? Yeah, war leaders. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, wide receiver is war leader. Yeah. It's actually not a bad idea. It's not a bad search. War leaders of 2023. John McCain. John McCain. The guy who got paralyzed. I think he's dead. Okay, come on, dude. Yeah. Lamar Jackson, MVP. The running back. Receiving. Fantasy football stats. How many players over 1,000? Selected to Pro Bowl. Does anybody like the Sports Reference blog? Anybody a fan of their blog? Oh man. Oh, there's another one of the planes. There they are. We love you. It's actually, you just kind of fly over me, watch over me, you know. I had an idea like a while ago that probably over a year ago that they were just like had like infrared cameras recording me at all times. I'm like, oh, hey. I used to hate that kind of thing, and I still do because of America. But I literally tried to turn any negative into a positive back then, make it benefit me, everything, no matter what, anything, everything. Anything, everything. Want the worst situations possible. Not for real, actually want them, but, for a while there, yeah. Not a... There we go. Yeah. They had it based off of reception numbers. Come on, man. It's only 28 receivers or tight ends. There's probably only two tight ends on here. Oh. No, the two tight ends were 29 and 30. Yeah. 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 Travis Kelce and Evan Ingram for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then TJ Hawkinson. And another thing, I believe the Jaguars signed George Kittle. Is that true? I don't believe it. It's fake news. So 28 receivers had 1,000 yards. Justin Jefferson is number 19 on the list. 19. He's in the top 20, top 19. He missed 7 games. DK Metcalf right above him, 16 games. 16 games for Chris Olave, 17 for George Pickens, 17 for Devontae Adams, 16 for Michael Pittman Jr., 17 for Stephon Diggs, 16 for Jamar Chase, 13 for Keenan Allen. Yeah. 15 for Amari Cooper, 17 for Mike Evans. You want to die, bitch? Nobody wants their mind just fucking be gone, man. Like, God might be a really big dickhead, you know what I mean? That's the thing with being agnostic. It's kind of awesome, and it's kind of hard to believe anything. Mike Evans, 17 games at number 9. Nico Collins, rookie. No, not a rookie. Was he? Whatever. Nico Collins. Yeah. Puka Nacua, number 4 on the receiving list. Which, back to number 7, Brandon Ayuk. DJ Moore, number 6. AJ Brown, number 5. Puka Nacua, number 4. He was a rookie. The last rookie wide receiver taken in the draft. Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua. Nobody even knew who this fucking guy was, dude. I didn't know who he was. I'm pretty sure he didn't play. He didn't play in college, I don't think. But it's just kind of funny. Amon-Ra St. Brown at number 3. It's pretty good. Yeah. Can BAR me. We can just both do like a Bonnie and whatever. Bonnie and Clyde. Did they kill each other, or did they just like die off a bridge or something? I don't know anything about those two. CD Lamb, number 2. You're welcome for the name, CD. Coma Dream Lamb. It's actually, I wrote a bunch of abbreviations of Coma Dream on my arm, and I just wrote CD. Yeah. And I also, around the same time, last year in the fall, yeah, that's about right. Maybe over the early winter. Whatever. I remember writing a very lengthy text to my 2 buddies, who I also told war is tight. I just said war is tight because it's kind of tight, man. You know what I mean? We just got to, like, because that's where we used to live in the wild and shit, so we'd be, like, killing and raping people all the time, especially if you were a Viking. That's what we did. It's what the people did who we took the land from. They probably took it from another, you know what I mean? But they literally, I mean, I witnessed it. Yeah, I was alive back then. Yeah. You know, none of that shit's real. The sim and all that shit. It's all fake. It's all gobbledygookity, boobity bop. Mumbo, jumbo, word vomit. It ain't real, folks. And if it is, don't believe it. But also, really, you know, it's like it's like chopping both of your feet off. And then, like, being like, how am I going to get around? Like, I can't walk now, can I? Can you help me walk? But that's like in the afterlife or whatever. Yeah. It's a good analogy. Puka Nakua. He's a good receiver. Something like that. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Justin Jefferson is only... Oh, yeah. I was sending a long text to my friends. My 2 buddies. Matthew Walsh and another individual who I won't name. But, yeah. Because he's kind of weird like that. Really... kind of full of himself a little bit. I basically told them about a story about this restaurant in St. Paul, in Minneapolis too, that serves, they only serve lamb meat. Lamb. They just only serve baby fucking sheep. Baby sheep. That's what a lamb is. And apparently it's very good. From there, I eat lamb all the time. I eat lamb every other day, along with dog. If you throw a dog and a lamb in a crock pot and mix it in with some unicorn and dragon meat, that's what the other restaurant sold. It was a dumb story. Didn't really make much sense at all, but it did in my head at the time. And anybody reading it probably had, you know, no clue what the fuck that even was supposed to mean. Well, actually, might have a bit more logic than Matthew Walsh's. I mean, buddy, I don't know what the fuck you're ever talking about. I mean, are you on heroin? Are you smoking PCP in a bathroom while you're supposed to be working? Because that's what it seems like. Or have you just have you just killed so many women that you're just like on a permanent adrenaline rush. I'm kidding. He hasn't killed any women that I know of. He probably could get as many receiving yards as Stephon Diggs in the NFL in 17 games. 17 games, baby. He's 30 years old. Yeah. Justin Jefferson is my age, which is just, he's actually a year younger than me, which is, it's like, oh, yeah. That's why adult men's suicide rates are up. Because they're 40 years old and they look at dudes like this who are 22. And, well, 20, he's 24. Puka Nacua is 22 years old, dude. Jesus Christ, man. Why? That's Cooper Kupp got injured. Cooper Kupp got injured. That's right. 2 years ago. Or last year. Yeah. No, 2 years ago. Yeah, because that's when they went to the Super Bowl. He was the offensive player of the year. He probably should have won MVP. He should have. Cooper Kupp. So, let's see here. He was, God, what was it? God, he won like 3 things that are like pretty big fucking offensive whatever awards. I'm not going to look it up, whatever. Which, you know, I think the last person to win all 3 of those or get all 3 of those won MVP, and he wasn't a quarterback. He should have won MVP. I think it was fucking Patrick Mahomes, which, you know, makes sense. But, yeah. Fucking Cooper Kupp got injured last year as well. I remember he was on one of my fantasy teams. Knee or ankle injury. Where is he on here? So 2 years ago, he was the best wide receiver in the NFL. White dude. Pretty white. Very, very white. The only other decent white wide receiver, Adam Thielen, which he was nowhere near Cooper Kupp's level that season. Obviously, Travis Kelce is a tight end. Tight end. Tight end, tight end, tight end. Where does that term come from? I just realized. Tight end. War is tight. Yeah, you know, I need to get I need to go somewhere and not be in this apartment for a while. Dalton Schultz is white. Dalton Kincaid. Cole Kmet. Who else? Sam Laporta. These are all like tight ends. Drake London. 16 games, 905 yards, bro. Deebo Samuel. Jesus, man. So, Jake Ferguson is, yeah, he's white. So, Cooper Kupp. Yeah, he missed 5 games. Still not a very good season. That was because their running game had actually, I believe, I didn't watch that as much football as I should have. But, yeah, apparently the Rams did pretty hot at the end there with their running game, Kyron Williams, and Puka Nakua. It's Puka Nakua. Yeah, man. Folks, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Just keep talking football. The Vikings will probably draft Drake May, unless they trade up. Death of Adolf Hitler. No. How many did he kill personally? Really late on this one. Responding to whatever. Did Hitler kill personally in World War I? The First World War is when he killed more people. Huh. Wow. Jesus. Hitler fought in the war as part of the 16th Bavarian Reserve Regiment. This regiment took part in some very serious and bloody... Reverse regiment, yeah, whatever. Weed. This is why the retarded Democrat fucking cuck liberal fucking pussy trying to come up with every goddamn fucking slur to come up with for Tim Walz and all the idiots who apparently they magically like reversed their take on weed. Their law that they passed about legalizing it, that's what I heard, which can't be true. It can't be. Because, I mean, they didn't really do anything about it in the first place. You couldn't buy any weed. You couldn't buy any weed at a dispensary. And, yeah. You ever wonder if you're in a dream or in a simulation of what a dream world might be like, or you're in heaven or hell or purgatory or none of it, and you've been abducted by an alien race that lives in the furthest possible planet away from Earth? So there's, like, it's impossible that it could ever be, like, related to human DNA or atmosphere in any way possible. And they speak with like the wave motions that they make with their hands while they're flying. And then they put you into like a simulated like endless loop of like psychological hellscape. The frogs are gay. Yeah, Alex Jones is the shit, man. He really, really is. I don't know why he got so much hate. They didn't do a good acting job. They didn't do a good acting job. What's the... Did you think they did a good one? Anybody? Jesus. You know what? Hitler. How many people did he kill in the First World War? It just drones on and on. Did Hitler kill his niece? I mean, half-niece. She stayed with him in Munich from 1929 until her death in 1931. Hitler considered her the only woman he'd ever loved. Oh, what the fuck? It was incredibly possessive and abusive towards her. The only woman he ever loved was his half-niece. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, that's something I had said in like a prayer to the fraud god very recently. Nobody gives a shit because they're going to blow their brains out if they hear this shit. Not, no. I don't, and I'm just talking to talk, walking to walk, smoking to smoke, poking to poke. Oh my God, dude. When the ceiling fan is on. This is, kind of, God. All right. No, you don't get to hear the journals this episode, you dumb bitches. I think I'm just going to talk about Matthew Walsh.